Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So yeah, we've got some news here. We've got some new developments, and on Friday, I think it was, as we entered the weekend, I talked about this could be the decision weekend where we are going to see a decision. So we were waiting for a move down to the support level here around 16.1k for the market to decide, do we still have a chance to rally in this red wave count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, possibly already putting a bottom in place for the bear market. But I said in previous videos, it doesn't really feel like that yet, but the bullish potential was there. It wasn't highly likely due to the not great proportions to the upside. You'll know that if you've been following me in the last few days. So yeah, we can take that off the chart now, and we are following the bearish count. We have a decision now. Clarity is always good in the market, and the reason why we have clarity now, I already explained it in the previous video today, and if you've been watching the last few days, you'll know that anyway, that the 16,070 level here, dropping below that support box, would unlock much lower prices for Bitcoin. First of all, into the region around $14,500. Breaking that would take us down to around 10,500, I believe. That is the 88.7% FIB level of the larger Bitcoin cycle. Below that, we're looking at 8K, 6K, and 3K. Price levels that seemed very unrealistic, let's say, months ago. I've always said it's possible, but I would see a 10K Bitcoin really only under extreme circumstances. Now you could argue we're getting into extreme circumstances right now with the FTX collapse, with rumors that Grayscale or DCG, which is sort of the parent company of Gemini, the exchange, and DCG and the Grayscale trust, that they go bankrupt, right? So there's more rumors there. We've got Coinbase, where we had rumors in the past that they might have liquidity issues. Now, I think they've done a lot to work on that, but I think they're probably, there's still some, I mean, it still smells a little bit fishy. But again, I'm not qualified to make any comments about, like, say, Coinbase's financial situation. But I believe if the share price of Coinbase drops further, then they might get into problems. Yeah, it's just my opinion. So yeah, and I think, we obviously still have that chain reaction of FTX going on. It's like, it's like you couldn't make it up anymore. There's so much going on. And we're in a situation where I'm not surprised by anything anymore, really, like fundamentally in the space. I mean, it's crazy. So we just need to be on the side of caution here. As long as we don't really have a confirmed bottom in place, we need to be extremely careful. Talked about that many times. My strategy around dollar cost averaging for Bitcoin, I'm only DCA small amounts until we really have a confirmed bottom in place. I really only started my DCA program again when we made that last low here on the 9th of November, which I talked about, but I'm still careful, right? Because at the moment we're just catching the falling knife, especially now that Bitcoin has dropped below key support at 16.1k. So at least we have clarity here. So I'm going full now with that triangle pattern, and I would say that this was the wave 4 triangle. So we're going with the green count. Yeah, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, where I'm going to explain you the count again, because we discussed that before I take the red count off. It's not working out. So we are basically in the green wave count here, where we've said that the wave 5 to the downside, a 5th wave in green, would still be coming, which means that from the high here around middle of August, when we were at around 25k, that this was an A, B, or this is currently an ABC correction, where we've seen the wave B high here on the 13th of September roughly, and in the wave C, which is a 5-wave move, that's exactly where we are now. And we had here a wave 1, a wave 2, this was a strong wave 3 down, the wave 4 in the end was a triangle, and the wave 5 down is still to come. And that now, we now need to see how low is this wave 5 to go. Looking at the length of the 3rd wave, because the 5th wave, the 3rd wave is shorter than the, let me just see, AB. No, the third wave is not the shortest anyway. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. No, there is no limit to the fifth wave. The fifth wave could become the longest one. That's not the problem. The problem would be if the third wave would become the shortest one, but it can't be because the third wave is longer than the first. So yeah, we can go, as I said, here's the 10.5k level marked, which is that 88.7% fib level, and yeah, no confirmed bottom in place. So we continue to follow the bearish scenario. That has been the primary scenario anyway until we finally made that new low here on the 9th of November. Here we had a possible situation of rising prices, but we only really had a not ideal 5-wave pattern to the upside. So we followed both scenarios here, and as you know, we had here a range between 17.1 and 16.1k basically, and the drop below 16.1k is giving us clarity now for lower prices. And I think what we are seeing here is from the high, which was the wave E high. Yeah, we came down, or we're coming down, and there's different ways of how this can be drawn. Doesn't really matter too much in the short term, but let's say we came down in wave 1, we moved up in a 2, we came down in a 3. This currently is a small, let's say microwave 4, I think, microwave 4, where let me take that out as well, don't need that, where we're probably still gonna see here a fifth wave down, which would be probably the first wave of that fifth wave. So I don't expect a strong retracement yet, but I think there will be one as soon as we have 5 waves in. So a target for that fifth wave I can give you as well. Just roughly here, let's say from here, we measure the length of the wave 1, go to the possible, clarity is always good, honestly. So this fifth wave could go down to, first of all, 15,850 would be the first target, and we might already be underway here. And the next target would be 15,685. That would be the 1.618 extension. So somewhere there, I would expect this wave 5 to go. That would then finish off a first wave of the fifth wave. So again, we can put here the count in place and say, we'll see here probably a wave 1. And I'll change the color and the degree in a minute. Here a 2, there'll be a 3, a 4, and a 5. And this is not by proportion at the moment, so it depends. Let's see if we see here a fifth wave which would go down to 14.5k, for example, and find support. That's fine as well. Any new low now, yeah, or any completed five wave structure to the downside could theoretically complete now the bear market, but what you need to understand, Bitcoin and all these cryptos, they have dropped enough. They don't, until June we had sort of the narrative here, those coins need to drop more, they need to drop more because they haven't really completed the correction. All these coins have now completed the requirements for this correction, but it doesn't mean they need to go up. We now need to, whenever we make a new low, we need to be on the lookout for possible rallies and possible bullish structures. But we currently have an avalanche of bad news coming in. You know what I think about bad news? They don't really affect the market, but if you have major fundamental issues that affect market sentiment, yeah, then of course it drives prices lower, and the possibility is there in the market. I did say it before, Bitcoin could go down to 3k. Yeah, it is an absolute extreme case. I don't see Bitcoin go down to 3k, not at the moment, but we need to be flexible, okay? So I'm extremely careful at the moment, especially with those news around Grayscale, DCG. It's just shocking what's coming out, stuff like that. It's just rumors at the moment, but it tells you something that, Grayscale, GBTC is trading at a 40 or 50% discount. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, the avalanche of bad news is probably not over yet. And I think it will only get worse the lower prices go, because it's not like as simple as news drive prices, yeah. It is a combination. It's like feeding them. They're feeding each other. It's like, you've got the sentiment that might be driving prices down. Then you see prices coming down further. Then maybe you get some news come in, drive prices down further. Then you've got all this sort of those lower prices. Again, they affect the liquidity situation of some of those providers and institutions. So it's like it's like that chain reaction, which is crazy. But it remains, it's good that we have clarity. Obviously, we haven't really broken below that wave B low. That would provide us even more confirmation. At the moment, theoretically, we could still be in a bullish pattern. It wouldn't be the first time that Bitcoin suddenly breaks out of a structure like this to the upside, but we've just broken now below key support levels, and that makes me lean now towards the downside. Should we, and only then, should we now suddenly make a U-turn here and go impulsively above, first of all, 16,800 and then 17,100, we probably see a more substantial rally, and then we need to rethink again, but at the moment it's pointing to the downside. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.